We'll move on to the next experiment. So that is directional coupler. So finding the power loss and the VSWR for a directional coupler. So before that we have to do for any microwave bench setup we have to go for initial setup. Initial setup will be like this. So here we are using S band. We'll see why we are using S band. Next to that we have connected a detector. Using the detector we have found the frequency here. The initial setup frequency, as we have seen that it is 9.52 degree 9.52 gigahertz is the value of frequency we have got. Next to that, so tune your plunger till you get maximum value. Plunger will be there in the detector here. So tune the detector, that is a plunger. You have to tune in such a way that the value in CRO should be maximum. So here we are getting around 2 into 2, that is 4 volts is the value in CRO, that is the voltage. This voltage is nothing but input voltage Vin, because we require to calculate the power readings, we require input voltage. The input voltage is 4 volts for this reading, right? So now after this what we have to do, we have to go for checking the power reading. So then you have to connect the remove the detector and correct directional coupler here. So that connect the directional coupler like this. After initial setup to find out the power readings, first we have to set the power value to 0, power loss value to 0 in VSWR meter. So connect the detector to VSWR meter like this. After connecting this, keep everything to minimum. So then you can change the range in dB. And if you see here, there are totally 3 scale. First 2 scales are meant for VSWR. If you see, VSWR varies from 1 to infinity, and the second one is 3 to 10. Already we know that is VSWR. And one more reading, if you see, it is there in some orange color, that is dB. The fourth scale, if you see, expanded SWR, next to expanded SWR, there is one scale which varies from 0 to 10. One scale which varies from 0 to 10, so that is dB value. So 0 to 10 here. So for there we have to set it to 0 by varying the knob of range in dB. This range in dB, set it to this range in dB, you set it to 0 value here. So the 0 value is set. If you can see here, the 0 value is set. That is the fourth scale, which is in color scale. Now you can see that is orange color scale, which is set to 0 dB. So still we can fine tune it little bit. So use the course. Yes, now it is set to 0 dB. So after this you have to connect the setup, the directional coupler directly, and then you can note down the power readings. So after setting 0 value by using detector in the VSWR meter, connect the setup, the equipment under test, that is directional coupler can be connected like this. The port number 1 will be connected to the input, port number 2 is connected to the output, that is detector is connected there, and next one more port, that is port number 4, will be connected to a matched termination. Here simple it is, and one port if you see here, that is permanently matched here. One port, this is the permanently matched port here. This port is permanently matched, and odd number of ports should be at one side. This is port number 1 and this is port number 3. Now port number 3 is permanently matched. Next is, this is output port is port number 2, and this is port number 4. Even number of ports will be at one side. So now port number 1 is given input, port number 2 is given, we are taking the output at port number 2. Port number 4 is connected with matched termination, and port number 3 is permanently matched, that you can see from the figure, right? So now what is the value we are getting here, we have to note down in CRO. The value we are getting is around 1.6 into 2, that is 3.2 volts. Earlier our input was around 4 volts. You can see here after connecting the setup, so earlier we were getting around 4 volts input voltage, now we are getting the output voltage as 3.2 volts, around 0.8 volts. Because of the setup we are getting loss here. That loss can be found out even using VSWR meter. Now what we have to do is take the probe which is connected to CRO, remove that and directly connect it to VSWR meter. Once if you connect, it starts deflecting. it starts deflecting. See, earlier it was beyond 10, now it is deflected here. The value for the deflection will be, the value for the deflection will be around 2.8. You can see that it is lesser than 2.8 volts. So this is 2.8 volts. The needle is at 2.8 volts. Now the loss in dB will be 2.8 volts. The loss can be written in terms of minus 2.8 dB is the loss after from port 1 to port 2. Similarly you have to carry out. So port number 2 now is the output port. So input port is port number 1. Similarly, what we have to do, interchange this match termination and the output port, connect this detector to port number 4 and connect this match termination to port number 2 here. Interchange these two and take the output again from CRO as well as this. Like this we have to repeat the experiment for, if suppose you have around 10 ports for any equipment. One port will be given as the input port and one port will be taken as output port, and the remaining 8 ports will be connected to a match terminal. So that is why you have to take the output for all the 9 ports here. So similarly, if you see here, this is the one type of reading what we have got. So here it is Vin is, this is different experiment for the same directional coupler. Vin we have got it as 0.65 volts, and P1, that is when the input port is P1 and P2 is the output port, the output obtained was 0.44 volts, and P from the CRO value what we have got is 20 log of 0.44 divided by 0.65, you will get minus 3.38 dB. From this is CRO reading. Directly we can find out the power loss in VSWR meter also, that is your minus 2.4 dB loss you will get. Similarly, when P1 is input, interchange the output port. Initially it was P2, now it has become P4 as the output port. For that P4 we have got the loss as minus 4.43, and power in VSWR, so that is power loss in VSWR will be minus 3.2. If you see, from P1 to P2 the loss is less, whereas from P1 to P4 loss is more, because P1 and P2 represents the collinear ports of the same waveguide, whereas P4 and P3 are the ports of the auxiliary waveguide. So that is why the loss in the auxiliary waveguide is more compared to P1 and P2. P1 and P2 are the opposite ports of the same waveguide. So in a waveguide principle, when you feed the power at port number 1, the opposite port will have more power coupling. So that is why the loss will be less. So this is about the directional coupler. So similarly, we will be having one more directional coupler, that is cross directional coupler. If you see here, which will be having 4 ports. For this also you have to conduct the same experiment. So now each port in the previous thing, that is 3 ports, P1, P2, P4. If you see the table here, P3 is permanently matched like this. We have to repeat the readings. So this is about calculating the power. Similar way we have to calculate the power for magic T, E plane T, H plane T, and even for circulator also we can calculate the power in the similar way, and for isolator also. Isolator is only 2 ports. So similar way we can calculate the power reading for all these passive devices. After finding the power loss for all the ports, we have to find out the VSWR. To find the VSWR before the equipment, we have to connect a slotted line assembly. That is, immediately after frequency meter we have to connect slotted line assembly. For any device, for any equipment, if you are finding the VSWR, slotted line assembly has to be connected. It is mandatory to connect slotted line assembly. Using slotted line assembly only we have to find the VSWR. Immediately after frequency meter we have to connect slotted line assembly. But for finding out power loss, we do not require slotted line assembly. Please remember this. So after frequency meter we have to connect slotted line assembly to find out VSWR. Next to slotted line assembly we have to connect a directional coupler like this. So input port is 1, the output port, there is no output port here usually. So all the ports, like the n number of ports, if you have one port will be connected to input, and the n minus 1 number of ports will be connected to matched termination, because we are finding out the VSWR. VSWR is nothing but standing waves. Standing waves are nothing but the reflections usually we are finding here. So that is why, so detector we need not to connect directly from the slotted line assembly only. We can connect the CRO probe, connect to CRO like this. So once if you connect, there is a value you are getting like this. So what we have to do is move the slotted line assembly to find Vmax and Vminimum, because VSWR is the equation will be Vmax divided by Vminimum. So if you move here, see the value changing in CRO. The value which is changing in CRO, so it is increasing. Now this is called as Vmax. The Vmax value we are getting here around around 2.2 into 50 millivolts, right? So next, similarly you can rotate in one direction only, you have to rotate. So again it will be decreasing. Take the value, this value will be, the minimum value will be V minimum. Here the value is around 1.7 into 50 millivolts. Find the VSWR. This is CRO reading, Vmax by Vminimum. Now this is very important. Before moving to VSWR meter, this is VSWR meter. Before moving to VSWR meter to find the value of VSWR, the value in CRO, whatever it may be the equipment and whatever it may be the setup, so the value in CRO should be maximum. So that is why earlier we had found V minimum. So now again you change it to V maximum here. So this is V minimum. So change it to V maximum again before moving to VSWR meter. This is V maximum. Now we can change in the VSWR meter also. All the knobs should be at the minimum level like this. And now connect from CRO to VSWR meter. In the VSWR meter, we have to set the needle to the first scale. First scale is VSWR meter. We have to set the needle to 1, because ideal value of VSWR is 1. So now change the range in dB to 10. It is not changing. 20, it is not deflecting. 30, it is deflected. Now use the course. Once it start deflected, now use the course to set it to 1. So now if you see, by using the course, we have set the value of VSWR to 1. Again, you have to move this slotted line assembly in one direction, then this starts deflecting. After moving that, it starts deflecting. Yes, the value of VSWR for this setup, it started deflecting from 1.3. So that is value of VSWR for this port, especially port number 1, the value of VSWR is 1.3. Like this, you have to connect all the ports and check the VSWR. If you have 4 ports, you will get 4 VSWR values. Every time the port has to be changed. But here in this directional coupler, one port is permanently matched, that is port number 3, right? So similarly, we can do repeat the experiment for all the ports. And one more directional coupler is there, that is nothing but cross directional coupler. In this cross directional coupler, there is no permanently matched port. All the ports are open. So for every input port, 3 readings of power you will get, and 4 ports, all the ports will give you 1 VSWR value, 4 VSWR values, and for 1 port the power readings will be 3 power readings you will get. And in one of the ports, out of 3 output ports, one of the port you will be getting maximum loss. Wherever you get maximum loss, that port will be considered as back port, right? So this is the experiment of directional coupler. So magic tailor. Similarly, so you can conduct the same procedure has to be used for different devices like Magic T. So if you see here, this is Magic T. 2 ports are connected. 2 ports are connected here. 1 and 2 will be main waveguide, and here this port will be E plane T, and this port will be H plane T port. And Magic T is a combination of E plane and H plane. This is a 4-port device. For this 4-port device, again the power readings are same as we have done for directional coupler. Connect input port and take the power readings for all the 3 output ports. When you are taking the power readings for one port, the other 2 ports should be matched, right? So like this, so for each input port you will get 3 output ports. The Magic T, the condition is, if you are giving the power at one port number 1, the opposite port power coupling will be less and you will get maximum loss. That is, it is not like your other devices. So here, because of the structure means E plane and H plane will not allow the power to flow from port number 1 to port number 2. You will get maximum loss in port number 2. This is about Magic T. Similarly, you will be having This is H plane T, we can say. So along the width the plane is inserted or the arm is inserted, so that is why this is called as H plane T. So in H plane T you will be having 3 ports, so you will get almost same power loss in all the ports. So for every power input you will get 2 ports power loss. Similarly you can get 3 VSWR values for H plane T. Next, this is E plane T. E plane T, if you see, the arm is connected along the breadth. Along the breadth the arm is connected. This is called as E plane T. For E plane T also the same procedure has to be repeated, power loss as well as VSWR. Similarly, this is a circulator. We can see port number 1, if you give the input, you have to take the power at port number 2 and port number 3 will be matched. If you want to take the port number 3 power loss, port number 2 will be matched. The concept of circulator is nothing but if you feed the power at port number 1, so you will get maximum power coupling will be at port number 2 and the power will be moving in only one direction, that is clockwise direction as shown here. If you feed the power at 1, so you will get power coupling at port number 2. That is called as insertion. 1 to 2 it is insertion. In the opposite direction, if you see 1 to 3, so that is 1 to 3 you will get isolation. That is why a circulator can be used as isolation. 1 to 3 you will get maximum loss, 1 to 2 you will get insertion, minimum loss, maximum power coupling. Similarly, if you feed the power at port number 2, maximum coupling will happen at 3. In the backward direction, that is in anti-clockwise direction, that is 2 to 1, the power coupling will be less and loss will be more. Like this you can find out for port number 3 also. So this is a type of, that is Y type of circulator. This is an isolator. Isolator is nothing but 2 port. This is 1 port and this is another port. So here 1 port, if you are sending the signal, output will be another port. If you reverse this isolator like this, if you feed at port number 2, you will get maximum loss at port number 1. For all these devices, the measuring the power loss is same as the directional coupler what we have explained. Same thing you have to do, and VSWR also, using the slotted line assembly you have to find the VSWR. The procedure is same. That's all. And for power readings, if you have n number of ports, n minus 1 number of ports will give you the output and the first port will be the input port. That's all. Thank you.